Hey guys, welcome back. This is just part two. My battery ended up dying on my GoPro, so I had to recharge it again. So we're up to feed requirements for Holstein Friesian cows. So now I'll go on about the second round grass. So your second round of grass is when you've done your first rotation, what I talked about in the first video. If you guys didn't see that video, just go check it out. It'll be it'll just say, yeah, it'll be the first video. So you need to, so the second round of grass is normally a lot thinner. There's not as much guts in the grass. I advise when you get onto your second round that by that stage you'll be opening the cows up a whole lot more. They will be getting more area, obviously, and the nitrogen. So when you've done your first round, normally you're putting on nitrogen as well, and it's around about 60 to 80 kgs of nitrogen. When you put on 60 kgs of nitrogen, yeah, it's good, but it probably needs to be a bit higher in the springtime. So you sort of more aiming for 80 to 100 kgs for your application of nitrogen, and that's after the cows have grazed it on your first round. So when they get to their second round, the grass will, if you put on 80 to 100 kgs, you're going to get a double kick. So once that's grazed for their second round, when it's to go to their third round, it'll still have nitrogen in the system in the grass, so it'll come up again. So normally you aim for 80 to 100 kgs to get a better effect. So yeah, when you're on that second round, I advise normally, well, the cows get more area, but the grass is a lot thinner, and it's not as much guts in the grass, so you'll be feeding straw to the cows. Normally that's what we used to do, was feed straw to the cows, so it binds them up. You will leave some straw just out on the lane, and then the cows that actually need it will pick on it, and it'll help them to bind up their rumen with the loose grass. So the residuals that you'll leave, this is going back to your first round, so once the cows have grazed it, you're aiming for what you feed your cows per day. You've got to work out the cover that you've got in your paddock, plus the supplements that you're giving the cows, like let's say meal or silage. You'll work out what your residual will be, so after the cows have been there all day and what they've left behind. So normally with your residuals, that'll tell you if the cows have been underfed or they've been overfed. That is the first rule that you'll ever run into when you're feeding cows. That's how you work it out. And normally when I was on the farm, I would leave residuals of 1650 of cover through to 1700 of cover. That may seem a little bit high to some people, but when you know yourself, the cows are fully fed, then you have more cover on your second round because there's less guts in the grass. So when they come back to that second round, grass grows grass, you've got more cover. If you eat that right down to 1500 or 1550, it's not going to come away the same. Yeah, it's going to be good quality grass, but on your second round you're going to have to poke in a lot of silage or supplements like meal or something else to make it up. So do it, set yourself up right for your first round, so you're good to go for the second round. So that's what I used to do, was leaving those covers. Every farm's different. They might say 1550 or 1600 cover. I like to keep it safe by going 1650 to 1700, and you don't run into any problems. With your milking cows, when you're just setting them up on their first round as well, this is what I didn't mention, you have to make sure that you clean all your water troughs out before they go on, especially after the winter time. They've been on the farm, haven't been on the farm. Ducks and birds and all sorts of animals, mostly birds in general, will crap in the trough, spread salmonella. The cows will get salmonella, and once salmonella goes through your herd, it's a major. So cleaning out your water trough before they go and go into that paddock, have some water, it's clean, there's no issue there where they can get salmonella. If you do get salmonella, it can be a major, or it can be okay. Some cows normally will just blow up in their stomach, their rumen will blow right up, and they crap water basically, and they go off their milk, and it just spreads through the herd like wildfire. So you've got to be very careful. Also, things to look out for as well when with your herd as well is retaining of membranes. So after the cows have calved, you've got the afterbirth that sometimes hangs out of some cows if they had a hard calving or they haven't gotten rid of their afterbirth 100%. Normally you'll smell it anyways. You'll smell it in the shed. You'll smell a cow that really is dirty inside. And a vet, I can't really give you advice on this, but all I can say is a vet will normally tell you about what we used to do was give the cows penicillin if they were holding onto their membranes, and it helps to clean the inside of them out if they're dirty inside. Because if you have a dirty cow on the inside with holding onto membranes and things like that, or afterbirth, they won't cycle, they won't get in calf, they will they won't keep the condition on. So it's very very advisable to get rid of all the membranes and to have the cows cycling ready for mating. Another thing I'm just trying to think of as well is so this whole idea, like fully feeding the cows and everything, is to make sure they are healthy, they are full, they're keeping the condition on, because they need to have the condition on to start mating, and they need to be cycling. And if they're not fed right during the springtime or things, it's a very, very hard spring. And like this, all of this here, or a majority of the first round and holding the cows up, if the weather turns really, really bad, it turns wet, cold, you have days of rain, this doesn't apply. So you don't put a fence in front of them and hold them up to 110 square meters and all that. You just have to open them up for the days where you get really bad weather, because you don't want to trash your paddocks. You don't want the cows to damage paddocks and then lose a wee bit of condition because the weather is so bad. And plus, if you damage your paddocks as well, it's going to affect you when you get onto your second round, because it's going to be pug paddocks, and pug paddocks don't grow grass. So you need to make sure that that's all set up, and it just comes with experience. It comes with experience of what to do and what not to do, and to be able to change things very quick on the spot and to think on your feet. So that's sort of what I've got for today. Just leave a comment or and subscribe to the channel. This is X Farmer, and thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning into my channel. Have a good one, guys.